14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Well, after a little holiday hiatus, we're back. Hometown Threads, episode 92 on 14 WILI Willimantic and 95.3 FM. Keith C. Rice back in here. Of course, we couldn't do Hometown Threads without our fine sponsor, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, with 3 great local locations, of course, across the street from the station, 679 Main Street, Willimantic. West Main Street, Gateway Commons, over there by Blondie's, managed by my wife over there, Liberty Bank. And then, of course, Route 195 in Mansfield. Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, J. Matt Rupar, if you'd be so kind. Say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
This is our producer extraordinaire, J. Matt Rupar. A little plug for his show, specializing in the Connecticut music scene. Friday afternoon, 4 to 5. You can check out J. Matt Rupar here on WILI. And, of course, you can go to WILI.com where you can check out all our wonderful talk shows. That's where you'll find the podcast of Hometown Threads. Big thanks to our podcast sponsor, Heavy Tripoli Pro Clean Services. Thank you, Mark Tripoli. And you can view Hometown Threads in multiple places as well. It airs on the radio every Tuesday, 5:05 to 5:30, but you can watch it on the WILI Radio YouTube channel, which I know Gary subscribes to. Willimantic Today, the Keith C. Rice Facebook page, Spectrum 192, so you can view the show later in the week on several platforms, but it all starts here at WILI. Let's welcome in our very special guest. Finally got him in here for episode 92. Used to work in this building. You did a little sales, or you?
I even worked in the old building.
That's right, worked in the old building.
People made funny noises at me.
Sure, was it Italian Gardens next door?
That's it.
Yes.
That was the good thing.
I was very young.
Italian Gardens. Yeah, you were.
Gardens.
I remember. I was thinking, looking at you, I'm going. I remember this kid sitting in the back seat going to a softball game up in the convertible. I can remember that. So
what years were you here at WILI again?
I did sales for a while, part time, and then I had a Sunday show.
Yes, I knew you had a show
on a Sunday.
What show
I used
was
to come
it
in with John Tewitt. When I first met John Tewitt,
Oldies?
He shocked me because I looked down, he'd have one sneaker and he'd have another shoe on the other foot.
That's John.
I said, that's when I first met him. I said, there's something strange here, but no, it was okay.
So, yeah, because I'm glad you said that. Let's get into your years at WILI first. You did sales, as you said, but I knew you did a show. So you and Tewitt did, what, an oldie show? Is that what it was?
Well, no, he was there for another reason. And to be honest, I think he may have been on, and then I came in after. It was like Sunday. It was, prime time. Sunday, 6 o'clock or something. But I had fun because I did it was an oldies thing. And
oldies is your thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then, that's my thing. I mean, I don't, I look at it now and say, well, I am one, so now it really
look
works
at me.
Yeah, but see, you're still that kid in the back seat of the car going to the softball game. I can remember.
I had more hair, probably.
You did have some hair then, yeah. But I think this look is good for you.
Look at you, though. You look great. Your hair
still have hair, yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
That's the only thing left. Yeah, everything else is either fallen off or is broken.
So what were the years you were at ILI again?
Well, I'm guessing the time that I was like doing some sales and doing this show is the earlies in the 80s.
So we're talking obviously you were here for the transition of that building up the street 948 to this building.
I never did a show here,
but I
used to do commercials.
Okay, so roughly it was like late 80s, early 90s,
that's probably about right.
So now I got all the years I've known you and grew up with your kids. Hello to Stacy and Eric, by the way, the Pomo family. I got to ask you. You're Gary Pomo.
Yes.
Your band is tribute. We'll get into that. I have a lot of entertainment going. Plus, we have a lot of very important stuff to talk to you about Gary Pomo as well. People call you the Pom, or is it the Pom? This drives me nuts. It's the Pom because your name is Pomo, right?
Yeah, it's Pom. People pronounce it Pom.
Thank you.
And the reason is that guys that when I was younger, guys would say, "Hey, Pom," "Hey, Pom."
Yeah, your name's Pomo.
So when I became doing it, I remember that the Wolfman was one of my, I kind of.
We had him here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember.
Wayno brought him in.
Yeah, I remember. and I remember people used to think it was me if I walk out. Yeah, it's the Wolf.
You do. He does look like Wolfman a little.
Back then, and. The thing about it was that I had to come up with a name, so I called myself, my first name was The, and it was Pom. Hey, what's your name? I'm called The Pom.
Thank you, because doesn't it?
People call me Pom, too.
Okay, because I think I almost got into an argument with somebody once. I go, his last name is Pomo. It's Pom. Why do people call him the Pom?
Well, because I spelled it P-O-M. See, that's how I spelled it. P-O apostrophe M.
Oh, I didn't know about
so
the
Pomo.
I thought it was just P-O-M.
I thought I was being clever. Evidently, I wasn't.
Well, I guess maybe you should have went
still call
P-O-M-E.
They said
You should have P-O-M-E.
a guy made something for me back in that day, and that's what he did. When he gave it to me, it was made out of wood with nothing I could do. I said, "Ooh, that's beautiful." P-O-M-E.
Because he probably said, enough, his name isn't Pom, it's Pomo, Gary Pomo.
Yeah, whatever. That's
sorry.
the whole story behind it.
So, you've done so much around here and performing, obviously, you're still going strong. How many years has Tribute been going strong?
Actually, the Tribute band, the fellas that I'm playing with, there's been a couple changes over the years, but, Mike Morissette and Doug Campbell, and they were always there. And, we have a different sax player, Joe Tominelli played sax with us at one time. And we've just been playing, and mostly it was created to play at the VFW once a month to help them make some money. At the bar.
Okay.
That's pretty much what we do. I was always doing it for free, and a couple of the guys in the band started contributing their time. And it was it's something that we enjoy. I still get to play. I play guitar in that. I'm not really a great guitarist, but I play rhythm, sing a few tunes. And I say oldies, but these guys, Mike and them guys sneak me into that stuff where we're doing, some of that stuff as well,
So you play with Morissette, by the way, Mike Morissette, former news director here for years. Hello to Spikel.
Yeah, we were playing together.
You guys play, at least once a month together, right?
Basically at least once a month for sure. That's
Congratulations on the new drum set, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Am I allowed to talk about that?
I'm sure he's in love with him too.
So you play with him, and then take us through. When did Tribute start again? What year? Off the top of your head, sorry.
Tribute probably started way back. I'm going to say it's been in the 90s. In the 90s, we started. I can't remember exact years. I'm not good at anything anymore.
So the 90s. I thought it was at least in the 80s.
No, because prior to that, I was still doing the Pomo.
DJing and stuff.
And I used to have a comedy act with it.
I didn't know that.
Oh, well, you probably didn't come to my shows, that's why. But back then it was, you were too young for that.
Probably.
I used to have a character called Arthur Chunkarelli. And
tell us about this.
He was the Chunks. No, I came out and I did. It was back. The reason I even became a DJ was because I wanted to do a comedy show, but there was no comedy clubs like now. So this was in the 70s.
Okay, yeah.
So I decided, okay, if I do the music, and then a lot of the places I went, I did a strictly 50-60 show at the beginning, and I had a show about halfway through the night. I would go in the back and grease up, come out and go with things and sing a couple songs and then tell a bunch of dirty jokes, and that was it. You can do not dirty, but dirty.
How did you come up with the name? Was it Junkarelli?
Well, because of the spoof on Henry Funds.
Right, Henry Funds. I remember Happy Days.
Yeah, so I came up with the idea of, hey, it's real creative. I call them the Chunks, but the Chunks for short. And then I had a nice spotlight, and whenever I played a show, I'd get a guy I knew there in the audience. Hey, you want to run a spot? Yeah. They back there running the spot, and I'm doing the show.
Wow.
So I didn't have to carry a lot of men. Woody, who I thought might have made it today.
Maybe Bill might show up, the secretary of the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council. And let's get into that right now. You're here also to tell us what's going on with the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council. Gary Pomo's with us. Exit 90, listen to me. See, I'm still on vacation here. Episode 92 of Hometown Threads on WILI, brought to you by Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. So, let's get into a little what's going on with this.
Well, what this is about, really, with the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council, I'm a member, along with some other fellas, and I really wanted, because of the situation today, a lot of people locally all of a sudden are passing. And you know what? From Agent Orange. And I don't think people are that aware as much as they should be about Agent Orange and how bad it really is. But I thought it'd be nice, a lot of communities all across the country have a memorial, pretty much exactly like this, basically saying, what it says. And I thought the town of Wyndham, should have a memorial.
Absolutely.
Agent Orange. We have some very nice ones here too. I mean,
you see, for those of you who are watching this, Gary's keeping an eye on the door in case the Secretary, Bill Woodbury, joins us. I see Ruth Ann Richards, who's a good friend of mine. She's the treasurer. Hello to Ruth Ann and Timmy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Ruth Ann and Timmy,
So, but anyway, keep
But anyway, what it is, it's pretty much this here is a opportunity to put in Memorial Park a memorial to Agent Orange. Now, Agent Orange taken a lot of people.
Can you tell us a little about Agent Orange?
Well, basically, it was used in Vietnam as a defoliage, I guess you call it, take the leaves and trees, and all this. It was pretty much used everywhere there. So if you were in country, you were exposed to this.
How many years were you in Vietnam, Gary?
No, back then, 13 months was pretty normal deployment.
Right, that's you were there 13,
13
I had an
months.
uncle in Vietnam.
Yeah, I was there for 13 months, and that was pretty normal unless you extended and stayed longer. But the point was, you didn't think anything about any of this. This all occurred much later, and when they discovered it, and then finally the VA came in and started listing. As you can see, there's a list on the sheet I have in front of me, but it includes your heart,
sarcoma, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, Hodgkin disease,
a lot,
leukemia, respiratory cancer, prostate cancer. Oh my God!
And if I got a little list over here, I can tell you what I got. Two legs amputated, infections, neuropathy. I had 5-way bypass on my heart. I just recently, within 3 or 4 months, I had a thing on my arm. Went to the doctor, looked at it. It was deep down in. It was a melanoma, and they had to operate. I had to go in and have them operate on that.
This guy's been through so much.
But I'm cool. I'm good. I got. I don't have to go back for 6 months. But there's so many guys out there who didn't have that much luck. I look at myself as being kind of lucky, man. I'm telling you. It's a shame.
Well, you also mentioned, sadly, a name before we went on there. Glenn Devine just recently passed away.
Yeah, right. Glenn,
he was a big name around here.
Great guy too. And he had Parkinson's disease.
Oh boy.
And that's one of them. And it's hard. You don't hear a lot about, taking you out. But you got to understand, it's a combination of a lot of stuff. Prostate cancer is a big one. Anyway, the point is, what this is, we're looking for contributions, to be very honest. We're not asking the town, although the town is behind us 100%. They really are. And but we're doing the money ourselves, trying to raise the money to go ahead and pay. And the address, we'll probably let you know about that as we go along.
Yeah, tell us everything, how we could... Go ahead, you can tell us right now.
Okay, well, any tax-deductible donation can be sent to the VFW Post 1724 on your check or on your, even if you just want to write us a note and tell us about you. That's cool, too. Just write Agent Orange Memorial, and attention to John. John is handling the finances, keeping them on the account. 630 Valley Street, which I'm just going to throw in because the address changed a while ago when one of those nasty, beautiful stores took over half our lot.
Gee, what store could that be?
I never caught the name. I don't. Yeah. But anyway, that's basically why I'm here today. Is we're hoping that you folks out there will, the thing about this is.
Well, tell us a little more about the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council.
Yeah,
what you know about that.
We're involved every year with the Memorial Day Parade, and of course Veterans Day. Those are our two big events that we do and run. And last year we had a great success with the parade. We made the parade bigger, and it's going to continue to get bigger because the clubs are all getting together a little more, starting to get together and work. And like in the old days, you were probably a kid, but you might remember there was something called, I think it was pronounced Bocow, and it was all of the clubs in town. They put on big shows at Rec Park. And they had
what was the name of the club again, or what was the name of
Bocow?
Bocow,
which was brotherhood of clubs.
And all the name the clubs that got together. Was it Elks, VFW?
The Elks, the VFW, the American Legion. Yeah, the Polish club back in those days, the French club, everybody.
They all got together, huh?
Oh yeah, and they got together to sponsor these, and we had some great acts. Now we get a great act all the time with David because he has such great friends. And
David's tremendous.
And David was part of back in those days. Even then, he was there was just so many good musicians.
Talk about it well connected, yeah.
But anyway,
how are the clubs? Not to get off the subject, we'll circle back to this. But how are the clubs? Are they pretty well connected these days? Like VFW, Elks, or I mean, I'm just guessing. Not as well as connected. It sounds like what you just told me.
Well,
back in the day.
I mean, they work together. I mean, I have to admit, a lot of the clubs, they're all pro-veterans.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Everybody has, the Elks does a lot of great stuff.
Sure.
The VFW, the Legion, I mean, all of these guys, there's a group, and they all work hard at doing something for the better cause. sometimes it's hard to get together in these days. It's a different world. It's not like it used to be.
I
The
know.
thing. No, I won't say nothing about drinking, but it's a different world, and you got to look at things differently. And I think that we're lucky that we have clubs in this community that definitely do a lot for veterans. So.
Where can we find Gary Pomo and tribute most of the time? Is it, I mean, I know we're friends on Facebook, and you're. It seems like you're all over the place still. Mostly at VFW, or where are you?
Yeah, the band plays at the VFW, the tribute band. That's
tribute, right?
That's
but
the band plays.
Doesn't tribute goes other places too?
I
right?
have we did some car shows and things like that. We're kind of orientated to doing some of that. I also have a duo myself. I play a little drums with another guy, and we sing. Both of us do some tunes. And that's called Pomo and Paul. How I wish.
Not Pom and Paul, Pomo and Paul.
Pom used to work there, but he couldn't spell his name properly, so I said, "Get out." So anyway, so here we are. We play. Pomo and I play. Pomo and I. That's what the hell.
It's going third person now.
We play there once a month as well. That's a definite. We do that at the club, and without killing it to death. Otherwise, that's only the people that play there.
So it's safe to say you're the resident act there, right?
Well, we do. I book it so nobody else plays. No, we just don't. We don't do it because it's just going to kill it. You're going to kill something. You have to be careful not to overdo something.
Well, here's a question for Gary Pomo. We're talking about tribute. You're always at VFW. We know that. Is there a venue besides VFW where you'd like to play in 2025? Have you ever said, wouldn't mind doing that place?
Well, I really got the chance finally, which was a big thing for me. I thought it was nice that I got to do it before I left out the world here. Was I played at the Shabu stage. It's such a great stage.
Wait, you've done the Shabu stage, right?
We played there once.
Okay, you have.
As
right.
far
I was going to say, get him on the stage. Come on.
We played up there, and it was for the Grease night. They had the Grease night.
Oh, right, the Grease night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and the crowd it wasn't humongous, but it was kind of neat. It was a nice night. They showed the Grease movie, and we got to play for a while.
I remember that.
And then I also did a thing at the Shabu for a car show one time down there. I did that.
Well, that's right. You also help out at the Elks when they have the Lenny and Candela car night, right?
That's right.
During the summer.
That's right. I do that third Monday of the month every for a couple of years, and Lenny and I worked together. Way back when it all began over there at the beginning of it.
So you were like the original DJ. How many years have you been doing that car night there? Was it? Well, I think it's not Monday nights during the summer.
Yeah, it's third Monday.
Third Monday of the month. Yeah, okay.
I've been probably doing it. I think
So you're the original DJ for that, right? You've been
Oh
doing
yeah.
that for-
Well, the reason it went there was I was playing somewhere else, and it stopped happening there. The guy couldn't do it anymore. So I talked to Lenny, and he said, "Why don't you bring it to the Elks? The Elks used to have a car because they used to have one." So he did, and we ended up doing it, and it's been very successful. Got a good turnout, and I play. I do the music over there, and little baloney talking.
That's right. So you don't only have tribute; you're still DJing.
Oh, I do a lot of big car shows as a DJ type thing. Yeah.
Such as off the top.
Kids Safe in Vernon. It's a good sized show. They usually get around about 400 cars, so it's a nice show. I do. I used to do the big show they used to have at Dodge Stadium, but that's no longer happening.
Oh, wow.
That was a 2-day event. But I'm just doing that, and mostly it's just to try to keep that music alive, best I can. Anyway, I'm really I'm a fan from doo-wop and back. So
That's your thing, right?
Well, I mean, I like I like other stuff, but I do think it should be played. Motown and such good stuff. I mean, if you put on the Four Tops, it's like what the. I mean, it could have been done yesterday. I mean, it's just such a good tune.
Well, I got a show
any
for
of
you.
their tunes.
Saturday Solid Gold. Every
I'm
Saturday,
sure,
6
yeah.
to noon. Little shameless plug there. I think you'll like that
Shameless
show.
plug. It's a good plug.
But
Hey.
Gary Pomo's with us. We got a few more minutes left here on Hometown Threads, episode 92, brought to you by Liberty Bank. Be community kind. Before we wrap, put a bow on it and talk about what's going on with the Agent Orange Memorial that you guys are working on with the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council. I got one more DJ / performing question. What do you like doing the best these days? Do you still like you prefer a DJ, or do you like getting up there singing? And I got a third part to the question, but go ahead and answer that first.
Well, I was just going to say, nobody's really called me singing.
Come on.
But anyway,
You can
I
sing.
like playing with the band, but I miss one thing I really miss with the band is I used to stand up for the whole time. I can't stand up now. I'm a B.B. King guy now. I sit in the chair, man. And that's okay, but I do miss that part of it. But I like playing in the band because of the fun with the guys. You know, we mess around. We're not like one of these, real tight, unit. We have a fun. We just
It's the same guys from
Oh yeah,
the
pretty
from
much
the
same
start.
guys.
Name the guys in the band again.
Okay, well, I said, Mike Morrissey, of course, on drums, and we got Doug Campbell, who plays bass, and then we got Steve on saxophone, and we got another Mike on lead guitar, Mike Murdoch. He's another guy that plays. And then we have people that show up, play once in a while.
Oh, that's
Dylan.
great.
And a lot of times when we play, we have people come up from, like even a couple guys from Mike's Bebop-A-Lula, they'll get up and do it. And
Bebop-A-Lula, right?
Bebob, because his name's Bob. Bebop-A-Lula.
Alulu?
Alula. Remember
Bebop-A-Lula.
Gene Vincent. Bebop-A-Lula.
I've heard you guys. I've heard more set from, but
we do that.
Bebop, I can never pronounce
That's
it.
that's where he got it from, I guess.
Got it. And how long's he been doing? How long's he had that? He can still bang them, by the way, right? Those drums. My
he's
God.
one of the finest drummers around.
I know he is. Have you ever seen Mike Morrissey
There's
on
no
the drum?
question. He's definitely crazy. He's a good drummer.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I was a drummer once, and when I had both legs and all the arms still working, there was a Mike Morrissey. I can tell you that. But he's just a good guy too. He's a good fellow.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He put a lot of years in here.
Yeah. Oh, at the VF.
No, I mean.
Oh, at WILI, of course. Yes. All right, so as we get ready to wrap things up with episode 92 of Hometown Threads on WILI and Willimantic Today and Spectrum 192, let's bring it back to another reason why Gary stopped by to tell us about what the Greater Wyndham Veterans Council's got going on in the Agent Orange Memorial. So go ahead, tell us again about it.
Okay, what it is we're looking actually for donations, people who want to support this project. It will be a monument that will be placed at Memorial Park, and it's in honor of those that are still with us and those that have gone from Agent Orange, which is something that if you were in Vietnam, you probably were affected by it somehow. And also the fact that there's a lot of people out there who know people that have gone through it. And again, if you'd like to do that, just send something out. Send even a note. You just want to send a note and say, man, I had a real bad time, whatever. And we'd love to hear it. We'd like to hear about it too. Just send it to the VFW Post 1724. It's at 630 Valley Street in Willimantic, Connecticut. And it's the Agent Orange Memorial Fund. And just put attention to John because he maintains all of our contributions. And I can say thanks ahead of time too. I appreciate it. I think that you guys are okay.
630 Valley Street. We should mention that. If you're going to mail that in, 630 Valley Street, Willimantic. Yeah, is that right? 630 Valley Street. And this memorial, this Agent Orange Memorial, is going to go in Memorial Day. This Memorial Day, right?
Oh, right. Our goal is to have it happen. It will be dedicated on Memorial Day, and I would say without a doubt it will happen.
And Gary, it's been great having you here. It's so good to see you. Before we wrap things up, one thing I always throw out at my guests at the end: is there anybody you'd like to thank or show love to during this incredible journey for Gary Pomo?
Well, I can tell you, there's a lot of people out there who still remember. I have people come up and say, man, you played my wedding 30 years ago. And I say, are you still married? And they say, well, no, but it was a great party, man. What a party. And anyway, I'd just like to thank everybody. There's a lot of people who still remember those days as well and still recognize me and say something once in a while. So I don't think I'm that deserving of it, but it's sure nice that you do it. So again, I appreciate being here. This guy here, I knew kids when he was a little kid, I'm telling you.
I'm still little. What are you talking about?
Well, mentally, he's still like that.
Have you stood next to me? Anyway.
You have to have your mentality to do all that you do. You do so much for so many. So
well, thank you. And you're an inspiration, too. It's so great to see you.
Good to see you.
Gary Pomo, episode 92 of Hometown Threads. And I'll be putting this Agent Orange Memorial information. We will. I'm holding it up for those of you on the radio who hear me holding it. Those of you watching, I will post this on the WILI Facebook page. So in case you missed what Gary was talking about, you can get the information there at WILI on Facebook. Again, thank you to Gary. Thank you to J. Matt Rupar running the controls. Thank you to Willimantic Today. Of course, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. And that'll do it for episode 92. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And in the words of the great Roddy McCumber.
Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.